Alright, welcome everyone to Mogo Vanguard. We're producing our deck profile channel. So, mind us, we're in a warehouse district, so you may hear a lot of ambient construction noises. I don't know. Or maybe they're, chopping up a dead body. Who knows? America's an interesting place right now. But I'm here presenting our Murakumo Shirayuki deck profile that came from Clan Selection Volume 1. So let's go straight into it. I give you our main beautiful leading lady, Phantasmal. Our two leading ladies, Shirayuki, her old form and her new form. Fantasy Petal Snowstorm Shirayuki and Six Flowers of Phantasm Shirayuki. Our deck revolves around them and they are the center stage. Our girl has the beautiful ability to reduce Vanguard's powers if she doesn't hit, and this one has the ability to reduce Vanguard's power if she's just called. Usually they're in increments of 10,000 if you can get them off, and increments of 5,000 down here if you can do them on rear guard. Fun fact with Vanguard is one of the few games that involves negative numbers, so you can reduce a parent guard's power below 0, which makes fun guarding in difficult math situations. On to the twos. We give our beautiful Clan Selection Volume 2 girls versions of the girls. Stealth Fiend, Jakutsu Girl. Jakutsu Girl inherited Shadow Stitch, for those of you who've been with us since the original Vanguard Stride era. Shadow Stitch's ability of not hitting, effects going off when they do not hit, not going off when they hit. So Jakutsu Girl says that if she misses, check top 7, and you get to put one of our two Shirayukis. And we get to put one of our two Shirayukis into our hand and into the drop. But if you didn't see a Shirayuki, you get to soul charge. So, it's great if you do, great if you don't. Coming up, we also have 4 copies of new Premiere from the Vanguard Clan Selection. We have, let me see these names. Ice Fang Princess Susara Hime. She's amazing. When she's placed on Vanguard, she calls a Shirayuki from our hand and bounces it back. And if she's on rear guard, at the end of the turn, she goes to the soul and puts a normal unit, boosting up the soul for our Shirayukis. And our supporting cast, because we want to respect all genders, our 2 boys. We have 3 stealth. I really need to learn that. Stealth Rogue of No Mask Amazu. And Amazu is, if you played Yu-Gi-Oh, he's Foolish Burial. He takes a card from our deck, puts it into the drop, and he assumes that card's name, which is good when he can be a Shirayuki. Our main Shirayuki grade 3 calls from the drop, so it's a good way to send him to the drop. And he works a little bit in conjunction with our last grade 2, Ambush Stealth Rogue Ario. Ario basically says when he's placed on Vanguard, you counterblast 1, you grab a copy of anyone that's on the board, but it's still going to be him. So you just only need to run 2, when he's rear guard, and he can go get another copy of himself, which is deck thinning. As a rear guard, he says that if anyone on the board has his name, he gains 10k. So he's cool as a grade 2 beater. We have, of course, Stealth Gateway Stealth Rogue Ataka, the clan's grade 3 searcher, or check top 5, had a grade 3 in the hand. His plus 5k ability is that if you have 2 cards with the same name, he gains 5k. So since we only have 8 grade 3s and a 50 card deck, we need to really make sure we see them. So increase the odds of seeing them with these grade 3 searchers. And 13k can hit force. So we like him. He's great. He's a staple. Next we have the original girl. I play 4 Rainy Madams. Of people usually reduce the value of her because her value is when anyone hits, she goes into the soul and puts a Shirayuki from your drop back into your hand. And, well, no, people think there's space for other things, but I like having soul. A and B, she's shiny because shiny matters. And finally, we have Apprentice Apparition Sasamiyuki. I'm really gonna go back to Japan and learn these names. I'm gonna, sit at onsen and practice my Ice Fairy. But similar to every clan that got support in the last 3 sets, Sasamiyuki is when placed on Vanguard Circle, check top 7 for a Shirayuki and add it to your hand. Because once again, we only have 8 grade 3s in this deck, so we want to make sure we get them. And on rear guard, if you ride a Shirayuki, which rewriting happens a lot, because it's an axle clan, so you want to get axle markers, you can soul charge one. It's great because both our girls use soul, and we want to have soul to use. Finally, trigger lineup. Everyone's trigger lineup is different. It's like the spices. You build to taste. But I'm always a fan of the 6-6 approach. So of course I have my draw PGs from clan selection because triple rare foiling is nice. Now do the rest for my cat rogues. I want a shiny deck. And I have 6 crits. Now I believe 6 crits. Why do we not use fronts? Because using fronts in a deck where your Vanguard by default negs them 10, the neg 10 is the front for you. Negative 10 to them is the same as giving your whole front row 10k. What we need is more damage, more face, more hand. But unfortunately, since unlike other Murakumo clans where you can do a lot of superior calling, and of course heals. And I do think there is a correct heal. Yes, I think in the theme of Ice Fairies, you should put the Ice Fairy heal you have thematically. But my last giving note about Shirayuki is that in the theme, unlike every other clan in Murakumo, we don't have a real way to populate the field with amazing units, or we don't make big numbers. So we have to have draw triggers to, increase our hand to hold through. Thank you for watching our Shirayuki deck profile. Stay tuned for others, and if you have any comments or you think I'm doing it wrong, you're free to have your wrong opinion. But I hope to see you like, comment, and subscribe.